Sir, don't try to use that excuse. Hello and welcome back to Actually Let's Talk About It with me, your host Lily, and today I will be reacting to Moonlight Chicken episode 2. So Moonlight Chicken episode 1 was phenomenal, and if you haven't seen my reaction to Moonlight Chicken episode 1, I will link it either down below or somewhere on the screen, possibly. We'll see how that goes in the editing portion of this video. And I do know that for episode 2, they gave us a little bit of a sneak peek on episode 1. So there's going to be some more situations coming Uncle Jim's way in regards to the people around him. So we're just going to see how that unfolds here. If you would like to see the full reaction of this, my reaction to this episode for Moonlight Chicken episode 2, I will link down my Patreon down below so you can check it out there. And then also, don't forget to subscribe. We started doing it earlier in the videos now. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see more reactions from me for Moonlight Chicken and any other show that you see on my channel that I'm reacting to that you are interested in. And without further ado, we're just going to get straight into this reaction here. Okay. I do love a man that can cook. I believe we all do. Oh, y'all got each other's phone numbers now, Jim? Okay. People will come running for no money just as long as Uncle Jim is there. But that's a story for another day. I know First is in this show. Where is First? Like, is he going to be in episode 2? Is he not? Or are they like waiting to reveal his character later on? Okay, so maybe that's what they're doing. Because I was wondering why I didn't see First, even though they said that Earth and Mix were going to be in here. First and Cow Tongue were going to be in here. And Gemini and Fourth are going to be in here. Like, I know all of them from their respective other shows before this one. But I was like, why am I not seeing First? I see Cow Tongue. I saw Gemini and Fourth. We know Earth and Mix is here. But we haven't seen First yet. So I think that P-Off is saving him. There must be something about his character. And I think his character is Alan in the show. So there must be something about his character that needs a proper introduction. So they're saving kind of like the best character introduction for last. So I'm excited to see if he will be introduced here or not. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. Because I recognize her. This woman right here. This woman right here, she plays in My School President as the character Gun's mother. That is her. I was like, I knew I recognized her when I watched the first episode, but I couldn't like put 2 and 2 together. But now that I'm looking at her again here, that is the woman that plays Gun's mom in My School President. And the person who plays Gun in My School President is Fourth. And he plays Uncle Jim's nephew, aka Li Ming, here. Oh my goodness, that is so cute that GMMTV keeps like putting the same actors and actresses that have worked together before in different shows together. That is really cute. Okay, so he's the mother that plays his mom in his other show is playing in here as well with him. Oh my goodness, I hope they have scenes together. This is cute. Watch she be pregnant. Watch she be pregnant, because this is the same woman that he was talking about in the first episode when he's like, oh, she's been craving these weird things lately. And then even in this episode earlier, Uncle Jim let him leave early to go buy her comfortable shoes because she was saying that her feet were hurting. Homegirl might be pregnant here because she's had craving weird food, and then all of a sudden her feet are hurting in shoes that are normally comfortable for her, and it might just be because her feet are enlarging a little bit because of the baby. Oh, Li Ming recognizes this man, aka from when he came into his room by accident in episode 1. When he was in a little bit of a not so drunken stupor, but a tired after I've just had a few beers, and then proceeded to have to, yes, regurgitate that said beer. So I'm like, Wen knows what's going on. I think Wen is peeping what's happening here, and that's all I'm gonna say. Why did I say Wen? I'm not Wen knows what's going on. Li Ming. He knows exactly what's going on. He's looking at his uncle like, sir, I know this man. Why is he here? It's the way Uncle Jim really loves Li Ming. You better appreciate him, Li Ming.
ฟังมาอยู่ปะเนี่ย
I don't like the vibe that I'm getting from Heart's parents. Because ever since episode 1, it just seems like they leave this young man in the house. And then also knowing from episode 1 that Heart doesn't go to school. And he should be going to school still. Whether he's deaf or not, he still should be enrolled in a school so he can further his education. Or at least get the basic education out of the way if he doesn't want to further it and go to college or anything like that. It's not fair to him for them to kind of like penalize him for the fact that he lost his hearing. Oh, because I'm like, that's what it seems like his parents are doing. They're just trying to lock him away and keep him hidden and out of sight. And I don't know if his parents are kind of like, whether they're embarrassed by him or whether they just don't want to help him navigate the world as a now deaf teenager. But they need to do more for Heart because I feel like they're isolating him and this is going to make things harder for him in the long run. And it's not fair to him either because he should still be interacting with the world, especially now that he's going from someone who used to be able to hear to someone who no longer can. He needs to be able to see things and so that his other senses could get heightened because I do know that once you lose your hearing, your other senses will make up for that hearing loss. You'll be able to feel the vibrations on the ground more acutely than other people. You'll be able to smell better, taste better, see better. So they need to be making sure that that they like let him be out and let him be around his peers as well because he can't be in the house all day. Like that's depressing. Like this house is dark. Like I know there's lights on, but the color scheme of the house is very dark. And I think that's a representation of how empty and cold the house is in terms of how Heart sees his house. It's more like a prison that's keeping him inside and locking him away. That's what I think. He wants to get a reaction out of him. I love it. Sir, don't try to use that excuse. And I think what is going to make Heart like Li Ming so much is because Heart does not treat him like he's fragile. No, not Heart. Okay, my bad. So what's going to, like, let me retry that again. So basically, Li Ming doesn't treat Heart like he's fragile because Heart's not fragile. He may not be able to hear anymore, but Heart is still very much capable of doing everything he was able to do before, if not more. What Li Ming is representing is someone who doesn't have ableist tendencies or ableist biases. Heart's parents, on the other hand, are ableist to the core. They practice ableism on a daily basis, obviously, where Heart is concerned. And the way that Li Ming is a breath of fresh air for Heart because he doesn't treat him like he's incapable. He treats him like he would treat anybody else. And that's what you have to remember to always do. Treat everybody the same. Don't try to make somebody and try to just, especially someone who may be hard of hearing or is completely deaf, do not try to make it seem like they're in any way incapable than somebody who can hear, because they're not. They are very much still capable of doing things that everyone else can do, if not more. And they deserve to be treated with that same respect that you would treat someone who can't hear. Because they are still human beings, they are still capable of doing everything that anybody else is able to do. And I love that about Li Ming's character. He's not treating Heart like he is not who he is. He's not treating him like he's not a capable person, like he's not, real and alive. He's not treating him like he's an inconvenience, which is obviously what Heart's parents are doing to him. That's why he is the way he is, because they literally leave him alone. The only time that we've seen as the audience Heart interacting with his parents is when they had that issue. But other than that, his parents are not home with him every day. They're away while Heart is there by himself. And that is so very telling about Heart's relationships with his family. And it's kind of sad. And he's like, why not just give it back to the same people who make me a profit? Uncle Jim is just the best. Oh my God. He been using his mother as an excuse to come over and check in on his crush a lot. But I feel good, bud, because Uncle Jim, he is that man. Okay, so Uncle Jim I thought Uncle Jim was oblivious about the fact that Gaiba likes him. But nay, Uncle Jim knows that Gaiba likes him. And he also knows that Wen likes him. This man is not ignorant at all. This man is not ignorant at all. He knows that these two men are after him. Oh, I love me a self-aware man, okay? A self-aware king, if you will. Okay, So he knows these two got a thing for him. Okay. I see you, Uncle Jim. I think Li Ming is worried about his future. Okay, like there's people, okay, so what's okay about that and why he shouldn't feel down and why nobody who's like trying to learn a new language should ever feel down about not getting everything right in terms of vocabulary and sentence structure is there are people who speak English and that is their only language that they know that would fail English literature tests. For real. And that is just sometimes how it is. But you can speak it really well and you can make a sentence on your own. But when it comes to like certain specifics and things like that, even native English speakers struggle with it. So him getting a 4 out of 10, I know some English speakers in English language arts class. I was giving 0s out of 10, 0s out of 20. And it, because everybody learns differently. And sometimes the way that, and tests aren't an accurate representation of your actual intelligence or your understanding of a concept. They're just not. And people are finding that out. And the rules in the states are changing to where that's not the grades and the standardized tests are not the only way in which you can get merit or in terms of high school and college entrance exams now. So yeah, I just hope that he doesn't get downtrodden. Li Ming don't get downtrodden or anybody like Li Ming who's just trying to figure out where they want to go after high school because these tests don't define you. Your grades don't define you because you can be very intelligent and just not that great at quizzes and tests. It doesn't mean that you're not as intelligent as somebody who gets A's and A pluses or B's just because you're getting C's, D's, and possibly F's. It's not an accurate measure of your intelligence or your understanding of a concept. And I just want people to remember that. Just remember that. Oh. Okay, I get it. So it's his dream to just be able to see the world and to travel and to work at the same time. So that's why he doesn't want to do the other things. Oh, okay. I hope Li Ming gets his dream then. If he wants to just work and travel, I hope he gets that dream and that it's accomplished for him then. Sorry. Is that good enough, Heart? You literally got him as an indentured servant over there. And they can watch movies together like friends. I'm really happy that Heart and Li Ming are finding joy within each other's company and are finding happiness within each other's presence, because it's the fact that Heart used to feel like a stranger in his own house. And I like how very slowly we're seeing the house that Heart lives in. It seems like it's more vibrant than it was before in episode 1 just because Li Ming is there. And then also in terms of Li Ming, the fact that he's still trying to figure out what he wants to do in life. And it's good that he's away from the diner for right now, just so he can have the freedom to just be young and to figure out what he wants to do next without his uncle hovering over him to try to influence his decisions. So I think that's deep. But I'm glad that they're showing the stress of expecting a child that you did not plan to have. And from the looks of it, it looks like they want to keep this child. So that's why it's adding to the stress, because her parents are most likely traditional and they will want her to be married to him. And then the fact that he doesn't have parents, so he doesn't have family members that he's related to who can help him with the dowry for her to present to her parents in their hometown. And that's what he's stressing about. That's why he was asking for her to wait for him to have more time to get the dowry together before they go to her parents' hometown to ask for her hand in marriage. And I'm like, I never even thought about something like that. But yeah, Because in certain places, in certain cultures, tradition involves certain steps to be taken. And this is one of the instances. So I am hoping for the best for them. But I feel like Uncle Jim is going to do something for the both of them. I feel it. When? Interesting. When is working at the mall? Giving orders. Okay, so it seems like either Wen has a high power position in this mall, and or he is the son of the creator of the mall. I'm intrigued now. What is interesting though, and what I'm trying to figure out about Wen is if he's just a regular person who appears to come from money, or if he actually does come from money. Because that's kind of like the question here. Or maybe he's someone who comes from money that is no longer depending on their family for survival and is trying to make his own way and forge his own path. That could also be a thing. Let me see. I just want to see. We're going to see if that is true. I don't want to say nothing. But I find it very interesting how some people from, like people from other countries want to go to America. Like, it's not cheap here. I gotta let people know that, like, coming from the States and knowing everything that you know growing up and being an American citizen, yeah. Let me tell you right now, Li Ming, you want to go somewhere else. I'm going to tell you right now, you want to go somewhere else. Is he waiting for him to come? Heart, you are so sweet. That's all I'm going to say. But really, y'all, look at him. Heart is waiting for Li Ming to come. He's literally waiting. And did y'all realize, look at the background now. It used to be real dark and gloomy. And look at how bright it is now. Like, Heart has a friend. And he's eager to see him. This is just, it's what he deserves. I never even thought about that. But if somebody who is hard of hearing or deaf, if they don't have subtitles and they want to watch something, how are they going to watch it? I never even thought about that because I did know that it was an ongoing campaign on TikTok for them to auto caption so that people who were deaf or hard of hearing could know what was being said in the video. But I didn't even think about what if certain movies and TV shows don't have any subtitles at all. Then what do you do? Oh, that's deep. Oh, he got a friend. And it makes me so upset because this is probably the first person in years that he's been able to tell his true feelings to. And that just really breaks your heart. Because he probably has never even gotten a chance to sit down with his parents to watch a movie. So he couldn't even ask them if they could tell him or write down what was going on during the key parts. Like, I want the best for Heart, but I want the very worst for his parents because it just seems like they're just not being attentive enough to him and caring to help him through everything that he's going through. It's just, I'm so glad that he has Li Ming and vice versa because dang. Oh, what? You know what? I already knew Heart's parents were going to be an issue and a problem since the first episode. But the fact that his mother forbids him from going outside, I literally want a box. Because why would you not let him go outside? Why? Why can't he go outside? Why? It doesn't make any earthly sense why he can't do the same things he was doing before. This woman she is an ableist. And I say that so wholeheartedly. She is actively, and so is the dad, because if he knows that his wife is doing that and he's not doing anything to stop her from doing it, he's practicing ableism right along with her. They need to stop doing that and exhibiting that behavior to Heart because it's not fair to him. I have to process this a little bit. Uncle Jim is truly one of them people that deserve the literal world. Truly deserves the literal world. Because it's the fact that he went out of his way, even when as far as not paying one of his bills, to make sure that he had a dowry. Because that gold necklace will be more than enough for him to be able to ask Praew's parents for her hand in marriage. It'll be more than enough. This man, Jim deserves, Uncle Jim just freaking deserves every good thing. And I don't want him having no problems. That's all I'm going to say. I love the way that Wen is all smiling and cheesing at Ling. And when it was our other dude, he was very much not smiling and he was very much not cheesing. I just made that little observation there. It's the giving setup because where did they come from? Where did they come from? Because he was looking at his review when he was backing up the car. So that means they must have driven up as it was looking at his review and then conveniently got bumped by his car. And all of a sudden her leg might be broken and his arm was hurt. It's giving scam. Sir. Okay, so I think like the color schemes are done purposely by P-Off himself. Because the way that Wen is shrouded in light, and then we have Uncle Jim shrouded in darkness a little bit with a hint of light on him. I'm feeling the comparison that they're trying to make, that is trying to be conveyed here. And like where they are in life was trying to be conveyed here as well. Because Uncle Jim, he is older and he has a lot more responsibility and a lot more at stake on his side of things, whereas Wen is more carefree, he's younger. And I guess in Uncle Jim's eyes, he has a brighter future than the future that he believes he can have with him by his side. So I'm just hoping that Uncle Jim doesn't try to like self-sabotage himself in this term because he doesn't think that he's worthy to stand by Wen's side or that their worlds are compatible. I'm just hoping that that's not what's going to happen here. He said, well, you're almost 40 like me. My man is playing someone in his late 30s. Earth is an actor. That's all I'm going to say because he's giving that energy. Okay, that's why we got to call him Uncle Jim because he's almost in his 40s. Okay. But I bet you once the actor actually is that age that he's depicting here, because he ain't nowhere near that now, he gonna look exactly the same. So, sir, he trying to be, Wen is a seductor. That's all I'm gonna say. Sir, I don't like how Uncle Jim is selling himself short. Someone like him is very much fit to be someone's home. Someone like him is the type of person that could be a home to many people. Actually, he's literally dang near perfect in terms of that type of a candidate because he genuinely cares about the people that he loves and the people around him. Genuinely and wholeheartedly. And I just want him to put himself first a little bit because he cares about his nephew, he cares about his employee, and we see that, and I love that, and I respect that. But I also want him to care about his own happiness as well, and to not sell himself short. I'm excited for episode 3, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm excited for episode 3. It's gonna be awesome. But thank y'all for staying until the end of this reaction. If you like this reaction, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to leave your comment about your favorite scene from Moonlight Chicken episode 2. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to see more reactions from not just Moonlight Chicken, but the other shows that I'm currently reacting to. And that's pretty much it. I don't have much else. I think I talked enough during this reaction. So I'm just gonna leave it on that note. And yes, that is it. But I will see y'all in the next video. So stay tuned and look forward to it. Bye.